Good morning, crafters, and welcome. I have 3 Dollar Tree Halloween DIYs for you today. I had so much fun pulling together each of these individual DIYs. Let me show you how to make them. For this project, you're going to need one of these carve-able pumpkins you can pick up from Dollar Tree. If you don't like how I do the orange pumpkin, you can choose whatever color you can find. Go ahead and remove your stem. We're not going to need that. I have some of the Craftwise chalkboard paint. I just put a little bit out. And I have my favorite dry brushing paintbrush. This is just an old chip brush. And dab in, dab off any extra. And then we're just going to dry brush over the surface, and you want to make sure you're going up and down. Don't do any side by side. And just slowly work your way around. I don't want a really heavy amount of the black, but I definitely want to see it. This is a Halloween craft. I like that. It makes it look very rustic and creepy. You want to let that dry before we move to the next step. Now, while our pumpkin is drying, I have one of these wood craft blocks that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. Just decide what you want the bottom to be, and then you're going to paint everything except the bottom with the black chalk paint. One coat should be sufficient. Next, you're going to need one of these cute little witch hats that you can pick up from Dollar Tree. It's a little tinsel hat. It comes in a box with a ghost and witch boots and I think a couple other things. You're also going to need a felt sheet. This comes in a package at Dollar Tree, and a roll of their black felt. So we're going to cover our hat here with the felt. So what I first do is I'm going to work only on covering the cone part. I'll cut a different piece to cover the base because I want to extend the hat rim. So I'm going to take a piece and come over the tip. I'm going to start in a corner. Then I'm going to wrap one side over, and then kind of fold and wrap over the other. I'm going to pull that felt all the way down to the base of the cone there and go to the edge and pinch. Do the same thing on the other side and then lift up. And that's going to give me a corner so I can see how much I need to cut. So I have my piece. Now before I start to glue anything down, I'm going to try it again. I'll start at the bottom here and then come up where the point is and fold over. Wrap one side around, wrap the other side around. Okay, it doesn't quite reach in the back, so I went ahead and cut another piece to glue down here in the back first, so that once I wrap it around, everything will be covered on the cone. And I'm going to start with that piece first. I have the back piece on, and now I'm going to apply the front piece. So the cone part of my hat is perfectly covered. I'm very happy with that. It does have a little bit of a seam in the back, which is fine. It's black, it's not that noticeable. I want to make the rim of my hat a little larger by a good ½ inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue it down here onto my black felt sheet. And when I place it, I just need to make sure I have at least an inch worth of space all the way around. Then take your scissors and trim. It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, this is going to be a Halloween hat. Now the felt sheets are a little bit stiffer than the rolls, so that's why you kind of need both. The roll makes it really easy to wrap around surface, and the felt sheet gives you that stiffness that I'm looking for. I'm really happy with that size. So now I'm going to take my felt roll, and I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to place it down. I'm not going to glue it down, but I am going to trace around it, and I just need it slightly larger than the rim I just glued on. I have my piece cut out, and it's larger than the rim. And then just to make sure I kind of had a decent even shape, I folded it in half and did a little bit of trimming, just so either side is close to the same. Go ahead and fold it into a fourth, so fold it in half and then in half again. Okay, lay that down, find where it meets the cone and pinch, and then cut where you pinched. Okay, open that up, kind of pull it down. So the first thing is lift it up, and we're going to glue it right to the base of the hat here where the tinsel still is. Now this is where I can decide if I want to cut any more off the rim. But I think actually that's a really good size, so I'm not going to trim anymore. But now I'm going to go in and glue the two felts together. Okay, so that's what the top of your hat looks like, and that's what the bottom of your hat looks like. My pumpkin and my block are dry. So I want to attach my pumpkin to my block. This is going to be my base. You just need to look all the way around and decide where you want to put your face. I want to put my face right here on my pumpkin. So keep that in mind when you're attaching your pumpkin to your block. And I'm going to attach it using a combination of Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. So just center up your face to one side of the block. And now I have some of the chalkboard paint that I used earlier, and I want to put a face on my pumpkin here. Just kind of set the hat on there so you can see how far it comes down and how much it covers. Kind of gives me an idea. And then you can do your face however you want. I'm going to try to keep this just kind of simple. Okay, I always like to start with the nose, move to the eyes, and do the mouth last. I'm very happy with that. You want to set him aside and let him fully dry. Let's go ahead and decorate our hat now. I pulled out a few pieces from some of the Halloween stems. I pulled out some branches and some of the leaves. This cute little bat, a spider, I also pulled out some of these orange berries to help pull the pumpkin together. But before I add those, I want to add some creepy cloth. Now this is what the creepy cloth looks like. It comes in 3 different colors. You want to look here in the circle for the color. They come in black, gray, and off-white. Now I'm just going to kind of measure out the creepy cloth a little bit wider than the hat and cut a piece. And now I just want to wrap the top part of the hat with the creepy cloth. Make sure I get the cone area nicely covered. And also pull it out past the rim. Now that I have the creepy cloth where I want it, I'm going to trim it, and I'm going to leave myself about 1 inch so that I can wrap it around the rim and glue it down. Now I have the creepy cloth all over the witch hat, and I'm super happy with the end result. It's exactly what I wanted. And now I'm going to attach it to the top of my pumpkin here. So you just need to decide, what area you want forward. Think about where you're going to be placing the rest of your decorations on your hat. So I'm happy with that. Very cute. Now let's finish decorating the hat. Now I have all my little bits and pieces that I cut off of some of the Halloween stems that I have. And I'm going to start with this large black maple leaf. That's going to be kind of my base. And I'm going to build the rest of my decorations on top of that. So I have my black leaves and stems in. That is my base, and I'm very happy with that. Now the final touch that I did for my pumpkin witch here was I glued on this really cool stem that I found. Now I did pick this up at Dollar Tree, but I have to say it was a while ago. and I really haven't seen them in since, but I'm sure Michael's or Joann's or one of the larger craft stores will have something similar. And this is what it looked like in the store, and as you can see, they had several different colors. They had purple, black, green, dark pink, light pink, and it's called a craft stem, and it is on wire. I just hot glued it right around the base between the pumpkin and the block here, and I love it. It's just that perfect touch. It needed a smooth transition between the two, and I love it. I think it's nice and soft, and it really helps to set off the hat. For our next project, you're going to need one of the candle holders that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some black spray paint. I'm going to be using Krylon Fusion All-in-One paint and primer in matte black. I have another one of the cute little tinsel witch hats, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cover the base here with the black felt. The only difference is I'm not going to extend the rim. I'm going to leave it just about the way it is, maybe just a little bit larger to hide the little nubs here. But other than that, I'm going to wrap it the same way that I showed you in the previous project. I have my hat fully covered in the black felt, and as you can see, I didn't extend the rim very much, just a little bit. And now we're going to decorate it, and on this one I want my accents to be purple. So I found this really pretty flower. I did pick it up from Dollar Tree. It's called German Status, and I only need one of the blooms. They come several on this little end. And I'm going to start with that. I want to place that like right next to the hat here on the side. I have a couple more pieces of the black stems that came off of the black bouquets for Halloween, and a couple of the leaves. And then on this one I pulled out one of the really pretty gemmed spiders in purple. Now I'm just going to glue on my pieces and decorate my hat. That's the front of the hat. Very pretty. The only thing left to add is my spider. My hat is all done, and I'm really happy with the decorations. Now I turned it over and I cut a little X here because I want to be able to slide it down over my little wax warmer. Now you can pick this up at Dollar Tree. They've had them for a good year or so, and you can get them in either white or black. I decided to go with white. And I want to be able to push the hat down because it's small enough that it can fit inside the hat a little bit. And I'm going to attach that using some of the Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. My candlestick is all nice and dry, and it took 2 light coats of the black spray paint. And now I'm going to attach my head, just like that. Now if you turn this over, you can see it has a dimpled area here, but it has a nice large area back here that's flat. That's where you want to glue the candlestick. And to attach it, this time we're going to be using a mixture of the Fix-All that you can get from Dollar Tree. You can also use E6000 and hot glue. Now both this one and the E6000 will take a good 24 hours to set up, but once it does, it's industrial strength. You just need to use something that's industrial when you're gluing glass. We're going to work on a bow now. I pulled out these 3 ribbons that I picked up at Dollar Tree in their Halloween section. They're all 5/8 of an inch. We have this one that's really pretty. It's a sheer purple with some glitter on it. This one has Eek and Boo and all kinds of Halloween icons on there. And then this really pretty one, black background with a white spider web. Now out of these ribbons, you want to cut 2 pieces of each ribbon at 7 inches, and then you want to cut 1 piece of each ribbon at 8 inches. You're also going to need a full-length black pipe cleaner. So I'm just going to make a small bow. So I'm going to take my 7-inch ribbon. The 8-inch is going to be my tails. And I'm going to start with the sheer purple. I want this in the background. So I just pull the ends over themselves by about 1 inch. Press down to find the center. And then just kind of crisscross. Just like that, and then I'm going to build on top. I'm going to put my black and white in the middle. Now on the top one here, I turned it over so that the cut side is facing down because I want this ribbon on the top. So now to the bottom here underneath, I'm going to add the other 3 pieces that are 8 inches. And you just want to add the center right in the middle where you're pinching. Those are going to be your tails. And take your full-length pipe cleaner, wrap it around the center, pull it to the back. I like to pull everything down so I can get a nice tight grip because you have a lot of ribbon there, and then pinch nice and tight and then twist. And you want to do it a couple times so you get it nice and tight. Okay. Okay, and then just kind of fluff out your little loops and pull down your tails. And that's what your bow should approximately look like when you're done. And I have my long pipe cleaners here. This is what I'm going to use to attach it. And I'm going to wrap it right around the center here. Once you get it twisted down, go ahead and trim. And then just fold down that little sharp piece so it's not sticking out. Then you can play with your bow and adjust it, play with your tails and trim. Now I got my bow on, I did trim my tails and I made them all different lengths. And then I did add another one of the jeweled spiders down here and I attached it with the Fix-All and hot glue because I'm attaching it here to the glass. But oh, I think she looks absolutely adorable. A perfect Halloween table decor. To get started today, you're going to need 2 of the large jack-o'-lantern wood cutouts that you can pick up this year at Dollar Tree. They're in their Halloween section. Now you want to line them up so that they are the same. Make sure the stems are going in the same. And then just put a light O, turn it over, put another light O. Then open them up and put a B. That's just so that you know which side you're going to paint black and which side you're going to paint orange. Now I just have my apple barrel pumpkin orange, and for the black I'm using Dollar Tree's Craft-Wise chalkboard paint. I really like this. It gives a really nice thick flat black. And then to help give the pumpkin dimension and to do the stem part, I have some nutmeg brown. So the sides that I'm going to be painting orange are both facing up. We're going to start with that. I put a little bit of the nutmeg brown and the pumpkin orange out. Now I want to paint the stems the nutmeg brown and then paint the base of the pumpkins the pumpkin color, and then while it's still wet I'll go in and mix a little bit of the two and add some curved lines to make this look a little bit more three-dimensional. But I'm going to start here with the orange, and I just put the O on the side so I didn't get mixed up and end up painting the wrong side black and the wrong side orange. That's no fun. You don't want that to happen. So get a good coat of the orange paint on your piece. I have a good base of the orange color down and my paint is still wet. I'm going to move to a little bit smaller brush. I'm going to go in and mix some brown and the orange together. I need a darker color orange. Okay, and then just going to go in and start kind of around the edge. You just want to add some darker shapes in here. Once you're finished with your first pumpkin, you want to do the same thing to the other on the side that you marked orange. I have both of my pumpkins done, and I don't know what is up with my camera, but it does not like this color orange. Regardless of how I adjust my lights, you can't really see the details. So here is a clip that I took from my phone to show just how pretty the detail is on these. Once this side is dry, you can flip them over. You want to take one and we're going to attach some of the tumbling tower blocks. And I pulled out 11. Now we're going to attach these with some wood glue and some hot glue. And then I'm going to let that dry for a good hour to 2 hours. And then I'm going to paint the inside and the blocks with the black paint as well as the inside of the other. I just want to get the flat side black, and you'll understand why after we get everything done and it's dry. So my placement for my blocks, I'm going to have one up here at the stem. Now this is all so that I have good support for my project. Then I'm going to use my ruler when I attach it. Now I want one block right at the very bottom to help support it when I attach it to the base. I'm going to help with my ruler. It will show me where the flat surface is. So I'll glue a center one there and then one on either side. And you'll want to use a ruler so that you make sure that's nice and straight, because that's where it's going to be sitting on your base. Now I've attached the 3 blocks here on the bottom, and to make those extra secure, I glued across the top a small craft stick. A large one was too wide, but I decided to turn it over and glue the large one on the bottom. This will also give me a much smoother surface to attach it to the base. Now while this side is drying, we're going to give this side a nice coat of the Craftwise chalkboard paint. And then this is the base that I'm going to use. Now you can choose whatever you want. This happens to be a flat plaque that I found at Dollar Tree. They have several different sizes. You can use just one of the longer, thinner wood planks. So many different bases that you can choose from. You just need something that's going to be wide enough to make it steady when it's standing up. Now you don't have to paint the bottom unless you want to, but you want to get those sides. I have both insides painted black on my pumpkins, and I've also painted the blocks. But before I put the two together, we're going to add some lights. Now these lights I picked up from Dollar Tree. They're just small, round, and they are orange. It takes 2 AA batteries, and it will fit in right in between the 2 pumpkins. You need to leave a little bit of extra wire so that you can slide the battery pack easily in and out to change the batteries. You'll also want to keep the on and off switch on the edge to make it easy to turn it on and off. Now when placing your lights, you do not want to glue down your wire. You want to tack down the light itself. If you're using a high temp glue gun, you need to put a small amount down and give it a brief minute to cool before you place your light. Then you need to hold your light in position until that glue sets up. Slowly work your way around the outside of the pumpkin. You should be able to get all the way around and end up back at the bottom with the last light. You also want to make sure that your wire does not show through the cutouts. Okay, I'm going to work my way around the outside and get my lights attached. I have all my lights attached and I'm really happy with it. Looks like one light didn't make it. I have plenty of room to slide my battery pack in and out, and I have access here on the side to the on and off switch. Let's get our pumpkins attached. I'm going to be attaching them with the same glue, the Aleene's Original Tacky Glue and hot glue. I'm not going to be attaching it at the very bottom here. I want to make sure I have plenty of room to easily slide my battery pack in and out. You want to do your best to line up your pumpkins. Now I only put hot glue down in the middle and I used Aleene's on every block. I did this to make it easier for me to make sure I could line up both of my pumpkins. Now I'm going to be adding some more hot glue to the blocks all the way around. Once you have your two pumpkins secured together, go ahead and wrap both stems together with jute cord. Tack it down with a bit of hot glue and work your way up and down until you're happy with how it looks. Don't be afraid to use hot glue to tack it down in the areas that you need to. Now it's time to attach our light up pumpkin to the base. I'm going to be using my hot glue and Aleene's Original Tacky Glue. This area here is the best place to put your glue. And then I'm just going to eye it when placing it onto the base. You're going to want to let this sit together for a good hour or two to let that glue set up before you move forward and finish decorating our light up pumpkin. Now I pulled two of these Dollar Tree Halloween picks, and I noticed my stores have them in again this year. They have a lot to choose from, and I want to stay with more of a black decorative down around the bottom here because I want the main focus to be here on the jack-o'-lantern. So I have two of these, and I just want to remove the head here. Let's see. Yep, just pull it off. The leaves that were underneath. I don't want to use the flowers, but I'm going to remove the other leaves and this part right here to use to decorate the base. So we have our pumpkins here together and on our base. Now I did have a little bit of issue, as you can see here, with the black paint. I don't know what happened, but this was the messiest paint job that I went through. I had paint everywhere, all over the front of me, all over my table. I just don't know what happened. But the other side came out pretty good. I did get just a little bit up here. But you know, since it is for Halloween, I've decided I'm going to go with it, and I'm going to add some more. So I have a small amount in here, and I have a little pouncing brush. And I'm going to go right inside the cuts here and just lightly pounce all the way around to add a little bit of that black. I do like that. That makes the jack-o'-lantern look just a little bit more scary. Oh, I really like that. I love the little bit of black. I took my little bit of a mistake and made it part of the project. So we're going to decorate the base now. And for the most part, I want to do the same on both sides, but I do have one side that has a little bit more area because I didn't get it quite right in the center, but that's okay. So on this side, I'm going to add an additional element on the base there, and that's one of the black spiders that I have left over. Now I have all my pieces that I'm going to place on this side. I want to start with my large black leaf here. So I have all of my embellishments on, and I'm so happy with the end result. And I have very easy access. The battery pack is right here. I can easily turn it on and off. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's 3 Halloween DIYs. I had a lot of fun making these, and it's so nice when I can use pretty much all Dollar Tree items. Let me know in the comments below which project was your favorite. I don't know, I like them all. I don't think I can pick one. Thanks so much for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. If you enjoyed today's tutorials, please give me a big thumbs up and some love in the comments. You have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.